Hi everybody, welcome back to a new video. I hope you are having a good day. So today we're gonna learn about the United Kingdom. Let's get it. United Kingdom is an island country located off the coast of mainland Europe. Comprise the whole of Great Britain, which contains England, Wales, and Scotland, as well the northern portion of the island of Ireland. Her capital is London, which is among the world's leading commercial, financial, and cultural centers. So, next we get into actual situation of the country, doing a focus on the economics, political, and social aspect. The United Kingdom ranks 6th as one of the most important world's economic today according to its GDP, but not everything is good. At the moment, it is going through a tough economic situation like the rest of the countries, since the pandemic caused by COVID-19 was a great part of the fact that its country suffered an economic destabilization, but this was what came to give the final blow. Since 2016, the British economy was being affected due to Brexit. During the pandemic, the national GDP of the United Kingdom collapsed by 2.2% in the first quarter and collapsed by 20.4% in the second, thus having a yearly loss of 9.5%, this according to IMF estimates. This data have been equated to the deepest recession it has suffered in the Second World War. The United Kingdom ranks 6th as one of the most important world economies today according to its GDP, but not everything is good. At the moment, it is going through a tough economic situation like the rest of the world. Since the pandemic caused by COVID-19 was a great part of the fact that its country suffered an economic destabilization, but this was came to give to the final blow since 2016. The British economy was being affected due to the Brexit. During the pandemic, the national GDP of the United Kingdom collapsed by 2.2% in the first quarter and collapsed 20.4% in the second, thus having a yearly loss of 9.5%, thus according to the IMF estimates. This date had been equated to the deepest recession it has suffered in the Second World War. In the social aspect, we could find interesting information, since many of you know the historical past that this country had, because it's full of culture that is continued to this day, such as royalty, which no longer has the same political power that it used to have. Is preserved only for cultural issues and national traits. Going a little deeper into British society, we can denote the almost imperceptible differentiation of social classes, says unlike other places. Here had 7 types of social class are classified, which make it a little bit more difficult to know which social class has people belong. The British climate is usually very cold, like the people, since they are not known for being as friendly or gentle like Latinos or even people from other countries. In this place, the people are more reserved in the way they show their emotions and ways of expressing themselves publicly. Sometimes them seems strange to some, is normal for others. The British climate is usually very cold, like the people, since they are not known of being as friendly or gentle like Latinos or even people from another European countries could be. In this place, the people are more reserved in the way of showing their emotions and ways of expressing themselves publicly. Sometimes that seems strange to some, is normal for others. In its political aspect, we can find a form of government based on parliamentary democracy, which they call constitutional monarchy. So, this form of government is divided into four parts called constituent countries, which are England, Scotland, Wales of and Northern of Ireland. Their political leaders today are the Queen, Elizabeth II, and Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Today, the Queen is the head of the state, but as is mentioned before, her position is a little more representative, although she can still exercise three rights, which are right to be consulted, the right to advise, and the right to warn. While the Prime Minister is the head of the government and is one of the while the Prime Minister is the head of the government and is the one who has all the executive power, that is include the application of the law in the country and the management of daily affairs. The United Kingdom has been part of the European Union since its inception, but with the economic movements and new political ideals that the country had, in 2016 they made the decision to leave it. Their justification were the opportunity to have a greater commercial openness with another countries and to be able to control the immigration situation they were going through. From the beginning, things did now begin to look good to United Kingdom, since it started with declining in its economy, leading into a total lack of control. So immediately, it began to look for solutions to counteract this problem, trying to complete trade agreements with another countries, even with the European Union itself, was initially taken as a sign of greed. It was a difficult process that to this day they tried to solve, since it took them about 4 years to be able to completely separate from the European Union, since their formal departure was on January 31 of 2020. Currently, the Brexit is a reality, as well due to desperate search for a trade agreement which can keep the damaged British economy afloat. One of the reasons why the European Union exists is the need to have a commercial and economic network between a global countries, whose purpose is to maintain an economic above the rest of the countries, and until today this is the case. It has been achieved since they implemented somewhat drastic but fully functional measures, such as sharing a single currency, the euro. The pandemic was a very difficult time for the whole world because the economy fell down, all the public health fell down too, so we need to get up and keep it fighting because this hadn't no ended yet. UK was thinking on a many solutions, mainly in economic solutions. With the help of Bank of England, start to apply the solutions, and those was reduce the amount of final resource, called capital, that banks and building societies needed to get against their lending to UK business and household. They offered banks and building societies long-term funding at interest rates at or close to 0.1%, will reduce the interest rate that Kate charged them. Another solution was at a special monetary policy committee meeting on 19 March of 2020. We cut our interest rate. We call it bank rate. The bank rate is in the UK official interest rate. This is the single most important interest rate in the UK, as it acts a reference of base rate for all sorts of other financial products. Thus was a little bit of solutions that UK had to get up after this global issue. It only remains to wait and try to help this solution become a reality. Well, that is all for today. Thank you very much for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and follow me on my social media like Facebook and Instagram. Cheers!